I'm Nicolai Sehsted. I'm the boat captain of Team AkzoNobel, and we are in a container right now doing the service of our deck gear from Harken. Doing each stopper, we have a pretty full-on service that we have to go through. You know, we do obviously winches, which is done by the boatyard in a relationship with us, where we work together on it. And then we have all the deck gear and the mast tracks, and we do that ourselves. And that's actually being done right here, right now. It varies a little bit from stop to stop how much we do. Some of the Southern Ocean legs we do a full service and a full repair on all things and take everything apart and put it back together. Some of the shorter legs we do a little bit less, but each stop more or less all the winches will get serviced and checked, and that's sort of, you know, important part for us for the reliability going into the legs. So one of the most important components we have on the boat is these mast track cars for the mainsail. More or less every day we do a lot of reefing in and out, so which means the main is sliding up and down heaps times a day. So we need to keep these captive bearings pretty nice and clean. It's a stopper. So what we do a full service them, we clean them, we oil them, and we put them back in. We never see any issues with them. You know, we never see them burned out or cracked or anything. So it's a fairly easy service. And obviously we check the pins, the quick release pins, which is a very nice system for getting the main on and off quickly. But then again, never any issues, so it's a fairly quick and easy service we go through, but it's quite important for us being able to hoist the main up and down a lot of times and quite smooth. If you could, you go around the world one more time with the same tracks. It's pretty good product and pretty strong and reliable, so it's more or less of a checkup than actually a replacement. It's these cars done all the miles, each of them, no replacement so far. As the race developed, you know, from the last race to this race, we're actually carrying less and less, both on board but also in the container. We used to have a full set of everything, more or less, to replace and service, but things ended up being so reliable and so well maintained that we don't replace much, and we actually carry very few items on the boat these days. I carry obviously springs and poles and grease and lube, but bigger components I'm not really carrying that, mainly to save weight, but also due to the fact I haven't been needed to replace anything yet. It's all been small minor parts of service and throughout all the legs, so we keep the boat light, and which means we don't have to have many spares on board. In the container we more or less have a full set of everything to replace if needed. That's, you know, part of a quick service and a quick turnaround when the boat comes in. But so far it's been, you know, minor changes. Most of the winches and all the parts done all the race, and we'll probably go to the ends. It's back to springs and poles and a few final pinions, which is sort of the center gear of the winch. Other than that, it's been yeah, no big replacement or anything needed to be replaced. So each time we finish the leg, we come back on shore, and then there's what we call a handover period. It's where, you know, the sailors get to rest and the shore crew takes over and service the whole boat and make it ready for the next leg. From the water, you know, from the leg, I'll send off emails, you know, with job lists and you know, sort of notes of what we need to keep an eye on, and then they're as prepared as they can do. So when we actually hit the dock, the sailors can walk off, go home and rest, and the whole shore team walks on and takes it on straight away. It's a full-on service period most of the stop, which means the winches is coming off, all the ropes coming off, sails, everything is more or less being stripped off the boat, and then it's getting serviced in the boatyard in the tent and replaced if there's any damage. Then the winches come back on with the rest of the hardware gear, and within a couple of days the boat is ready to race again, and most of the stuff is as good as new. So it is an important, you know, handover period, and it's what keeps the boat, you know, in good shape, and we can keep pushing the boat hard because it's more or less a new boat that we take out each leg, which is ready to go for a lot of miles. Obviously, I'll go through the boat, you know, a few times a week to check everything, and depending on the weather, you know, do a more thorough check, and then I'll send off my notes and my issues to the shore crew, and they can sort of prep the week for them to service the boat. But, you know, there's also a lot of stuff they find that I miss out on the water, obviously, when they get more time to go into detail with it, and you know, they keep a bit of standby time for all these unexpected errors and unexpected areas they need to work on, and we never had to back off due to any issues with the boat. The teamwork between, you know, our Team AkzoNobel, the yacht team, and Harken and the boatyard is quite key to our performance. It's a really, you know, you trust each other a lot. We just give them the winches, we give them all the hardware, the bevel boxes, the pedestals and deck gear, and we'll make sure that, you know, they'll come back in good shape. We don't actually overlook it. they'll do a full service and replacement of it, and they'll send us a really nice report on email, and that's pretty much what I have to do, just read that report, and from that report I can more or less tell what's been replaced and what's the issue's been, and it makes my job a lot easier. And it's sort of just a simple report with green, orange and red colors to say where we need to, you know, keep an eye out for, and what's been slowing us down a little bit here and there. So it's really nice and simple, and makes the life of a boat captain a lot easier than it used to be. I think when you're doing the Volvo Ocean Race, most days you ask yourself why you do it. It's long, it's tough, it's hard, relentless pain, and so yeah, most of the days out there you actually questioning yourself why you're doing it. There will be a lot of other stuff to do that's more fun and easy, but then you finish it, or you go through into a good day with sunshine and beautiful waters, and you just forget about all the bad stuff. And same with the whole race. You finish it, and in the end of it, and you only remember the good stuff and forget the bad. And it is a fantastic race, and it is the ultimate race you can do as a professional sailor. And I couldn't imagine being anywhere else than on board this team in this race right now. And I would love to keep doing this race as long as I'm capable of it. It's a fantastic race, and it's for the best sailors in the world. So I'm happy to be here.